Okay, so here you have two super struts that you can get at Lowe's. I cut them 7 foot long because I'm going to mount 3 panels. And here's a 2-inch EMT electrical pipe that's going to allow me to just rotate them on my pole. And I have these little clamps here. I'm going to put 3 of them, bolt them into a 2x6, 2 of them, or you could do a 4x6, which is going to sit on my pole. So I'll show you that in a minute. So here we see how the panels will fit on the rack. You can see they sit quite nicely there. I'm just testing it out to see if they fit. So this rack will fit 3 panels. These are 265 watt panels, but you could have maybe larger ones. You could make your arms a little bit longer. And now I have to bolt them in, and that's the next step. Okay, so this is how we're going to make the clamp. Here's a 4-inch galvanized bolt. Here's 1/2-inch electrical pipe. Since it's going to be outside, we should be using electrical pipe. And this is 3 inches and 1/16 exactly. And so that's going to sit here and clamp down. But there's one more piece needed. So I have this extra piece here. You have to get something like this that's going to clamp on the panel, this piece here. So this goes in here. Like that. And again, this is another bolt that's going to clamp it in. I had these remaining from another solar installation, but you could always buy a little bolt. And that makes sure the clamp doesn't fall out of my 4-inch bolt. So there's my clamp. It's going to go on the super strut. And all we're going to do is put it here. The super strut has lots of holes at the bottom here. So, and we're going to bolt it on. I use a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. These are all 1/2-inch fittings. And it's up to you if you want to use this rubber piece. I had these lying around, so to protect my panel, I can use it. You don't have to use it, because the panel's pretty sturdy. You can take a little metal. But to protect the panel a little bit more, you use that piece of rubber. And then you bolt it up. Of course, you use a wrench and so on. And that's my clamp. And then you can see you have it on all 4 sides here. There's one. There's one. And there's one. So all this stuff is available in the hardware store. And then to separate the panels and to clamp them, I use a 4-inch bolt, but they're 3/8 inch thick. So they're a little bit thinner. And so I'm going to have to bore some holes in this super strut to get it right through. But that way I minimize the space in between the panels. Okay, so I also put on some cross pieces, a 3/4 inch EMT, and the point is, you see I have it there, I bolted it on both sides, equidistant, and more towards the end to kind of hold the thing together. Not that it needed it, but I'm also going to use one of these to rotate the array during the different seasons. Alright, you see that we have these 2-inch Simpson strong ties, which are going to allow this solar rack to rotate between the winter and summer and spring sun. So there's 2 of them there. And those will be bolted to the top of the post where I have a 4x6. And then I also use 3/4 inch electrical pipe to secure the rack a little bit more. And the other reason I use this electrical pipe is here. We're going to have a little thing that allows me to rotate the rack. So we have these half-inch connectors that is being bolted into the 3/4 inch EMT, and then there'll be a pipe that goes in here, and then another one of these will bolt in. So the other one bolts in like that, and so you have this little thing that can't come out, and it will twist, and I'll bolt this to a little pipe that will connect to my pole, so I could rotate the rack with this as this rotates around. And I use bolts, whatever I have. I probably should use galvanized. Not sure what these are yet, but if they rust, I'll replace them with galvanized. Okay. So if you look at the little contraption here, it's attached to the pipe. So as I rotate the rack down, it spins, and then the rack can go up and down as that spins on that back support. And here's the rack. Have it bolted into actually the two 2x6s to make a 2x4. I mean 4x6, and those are the Simpson strong ties bolted in here. And so there's the rack. I'll show you from below. So there's the rack from below. This is pretty high. I didn't put them on my roof just in case I want to do something else on the roof, but we could hold 3 panels there, 165 watt. And the plan is to actually have branches off this pole, make it look like a tree. Okay, so here are the panels installed. Notice I put in these little panel holders. I had to re-drill some of these holes to make sure they fit, because when I put the panels in, they didn't fit as I thought, but they're in there, and I probably changed the washers on top to a little bigger piece of metal so it can clamp them better. And then I'm also using twisty ties to get underneath the panels to also hold them in place. So there you go. And this rack probably cost me maybe $100 for 3 panels. Not too bad.